heavy week here in Dallas. The Cowboys returning from a bye week, getting ready to take on the Las Vegas Raiders in Monday Night Football. But before football even takes center stage, this team is still processing the loss of one of their own. Cowboys second-year defensive end Marshawn Kneeland, who had a bright spirit, was a relentless worker. He was a brother and gone way too soon. His smile was infectious, his energy was infectious, and his impact in that locker room will now carry more weight than ever before. Welcome into Cowboys Rewind. I'm Nicole Hutchison, and Patrik Walker, Voch Lombardi will be joining the show in just a few moments. But first, I want to take a moment to honor the man, the teammate, and the legacy that Marshawn Kneeland leaves behind.
I heard from Marshawn, I heard for his family, I heard for his girlfriend, I heard for every single one of my teammates. This is a pain that you don't wish upon anybody. You wish none of us had to go through this. You wish Marshawn didn't have to go through what he went through.
With the 56th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Marshawn Kneeland.
Marshawn, this is Will McClay from the Cowboys. I got somebody who wants to talk to you here in just a second.
Hey, man, I can't tell you how excited we are. You're a phenomenal fit for us.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I won't let you down, man. Well, I'm here, Coach. I'm here. I appreciate it, man. I just can't wait to get down there.
O'Donnell has it blocked. Into the end zone in a race. And a touchdown. Sam Williams blocked it. Kneeland the touchdown.
It started from when I was younger. I always had that, drive, that tenacity of like, okay, I want to be on the field. You give me a second on the field and I'm going to show you why I belong here. So I'm just starting from like middle school. I had coaches telling me like, you going to go places with this. You know what I mean? And, I kind of like take pride in that, because whether they was telling me that for fake or they actually seen something that's like, shoot, now we here. I think it just like comes from as a child, just always wanted to be in there, and I tried not to take anything for granted. Sometimes it happens, and you just got to talk to yourself and be like, I always wanted to be here, so let's not take it for granted.
Snap to Hurts, back pressured. Are they going to actually sack him? How about that? 94, Marshawn Kneeland.
His smile could take you to your knees, and in terms of him as an athlete, no one had a better motor.
Moms, she never complained, never talked about it, never stressed. Think about it, like she never showed us anything, you know what I'm saying? So she never, she every day came with a smile, came with love. Probably, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the hardest workers I ever know in my life, and like did it with a smile on her face, happy. You know what I'm saying? So I really take pride in that. And honestly, I've never been too big of a stat person. I always just, anytime you look back on film, you feel me. As long as you look back on there and it's like, okay, I'm running around, I'm knocking heads back, I'm doing what I can and doing it to the best of my ability, I'm happy with that.
Continuing to pray for Marshawn Kneeland's family, his friends, and all of his loved ones, especially his girlfriend Catalina, who the team announced is pregnant. But as head coach Brian Schottenheimer actually mentioned, it's not moving on, it's just moving forward. And it starts with this Cowboys offense. We're talking ball up next year on Cowboys Rewind.
Cowboys Rewind is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back into Cowboys Rewind. Nicole Hutchison joined by Voch Lombardi and Patrik No C. Walker. And you know what time it is. It's Cowboys, Raiders, Monday Night Football. Going to be a great matchup. Got to watch it, of course. But when you break down what it'll take for this Cowboys offense to get back on track and move the chains, right, it's one name that keeps popping up. I don't know, maybe a guy, Jake Ferguson, who leads tight ends amongst all tight ends in receptions, right? He's a tone setter down the middle of the field. Well, will he be key against this Raiders defense? Let's hear what the Talking Cowboys crew had to say.
You have to take advantage, if you're Brian Schottenheimer, take advantage of those seam routes. I think this is a game where the seam route between Dak and Jake gets back on track in some way. The Raiders just simply can't and don't defend the seams well. They just don't. So get Ferguson involved that way. Get him in situations where he can at least, get some type of yak. It seems like he's struggled this year with the yak portion of his game. I've seen him have better yak seasons than this season.
I'm going to get you an actual.
Yeah, let me know, because the eye test says he's struggling with yak this season.
I would agree with you. I'm curious what the number.
Yeah, so get him in situations where he can, make a move or two after the play. But nonetheless, attack the seam, attack it.
We got the man with the plan right here next to me in studio. Now, Pat, what does Ferg have to do to win those one-on-one matchups down the middle of the field?
Well, first of all, he has to get back to being physical. We know that's something that Jake Ferguson can be, but what's going to work well for them is the fact that they're going up against a Raiders defense that, like I said in the clip, they simply cannot defend the seam. It's not something that they do. They run a very simplistic defense, and in the simplicity of that defense, the seam route, it will be open all the live long day. That's something that Dak Prescott and Jake Ferguson have struggled to get on the same page with this season. But when you look at that Raiders defense, they have a safety playing linebacker in Jamal Adams, and anybody who knows about the Jamal Adams and Jake Ferguson dynamic, you know that Jake Ferguson big boys him whenever he gets the chance. So there you go.
All the live long day. Where that come from?
All the live long?
It's in my mind. I know exactly what it is, but what is
I'm going to wait for you to figure that one out.
My goodness, I got to do a show real fast. But, hey, man, look, Pat is not wrong. But listen, this is what I want the Cowboys to do offensively. I want us to kind of narrow down some of the workaround stuff, right? I know we're really excited around camp time about getting all the wide receivers involved, all the tight end 3s and 4s involved. That's cool, too. I think this thing needs to go through Lamb, Pickens, Ferguson. Then while we're doing that passing game-wise, let's get Javonte the ball and then get going. I don't need to see all the diversity here. I know who's going to carry us to the promised land, because the one thing that we do not have is room to mess around. We got to go on a run. Now, if you want to draft, boy, you can throw the ball to whoever the hell you want to throw to. That is your business. But if you want to make a playoff run, then we have to lock in, and I ain't got time to be just throwing the ball to any old body. Get the Ferg, get the Pick, get the Lamb. It would be cool.
But you know how you get the ball to Ferg, Pick, Lamb, Javonte Williams? It starts up front in them trenches, and this offensive line has a task at hand. Of course, Max Crosby, one of the best pass rushers, top two, arguably, pass rushers in the NFL right now. You got Quinnen. Hello. But no, this offensive line, tackles specifically have a challenge. What they got to do to stay balanced?
I think the whole unit being healthy helps. I think Tyler Booker being around is definitely going to help Terrence. In real life, let's just keep it a buck here. In some of these games where it kind of gets away from the defense, then the Cowboys offensive line, they aren't allowed to run block all that much. And if you can run block, you get to hit them first. That'll help you pass block.
Hey, well, this Dallas offense looks to get back on track. This Dallas defense, well, they look good on paper so far, but in this NFL league, you can't just look good on paper. You got to actually be good, right? Let it translate onto the field. We got to break that down up next here on Cowboys Rewind.
We look good on both.
Hello.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, it's redemption week for this Dallas defense, because through the first half of the season, well, it's safe to say that they have been the downfall of this team, right?
What you said?
They have been the downfall.
It's safe to say.
It's safe to say.
I thought you were talking about the safeties.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. I wasn't. Missed tackles, penalties, injuries, inconsistency has been all a part of the story. But hey, they have a chance to rewrite it against the Raiders. You get a DeMarvion Overshown back, right? You get a Quinnen Williams, that reinforcement up front, a Logan Wilson who's going to be managing the middle. A lot of excitement, right, around this defense. Pat, how different different does this unit feel so far?
I tell you what, they have a chance for this defensive unit to look miles different than what it did in the first half of the season, because when you talk about the addition of Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson via trade, the return of DeMarvion Overshown, before you even start to wonder what rookie third-round pick Savon Revel may or may not contribute, you already have solved some of the biggest deficiencies. Yes, you still need to figure out the safety position, so I understand the trauma that Voch is dealing with right now, but at those first two levels, it looks on paper, like you said, Nicole, looks like things are resolved. This is a good team, the Raiders, to go against to try to start acclimating guys together. They don't pass the ball well. They only have one weapon you need to shut down, and that guy's name is Barack Bowers. You have a running back weapon. However, Ashton Jeanty can't get going because the offensive line in Las Vegas is so poor. Guess what? Bad offensive line versus Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, Osa, Jadeveon Clowney. That's James Houston, right? And Donovan Ezraku. This is a great get-right game for the Cowboys, and I know they will love that after being so many other teams get-right game to this point.
You ain't had to say Brock Bowers like that.
I had to. I had to.
Had to do it. How dare you, Shane, on you. But just to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, we come in here and we talk about how these offenses on the other team, how they're supposed to be a team that you could beat up. Oh, we can whoop this offense. But, man, it ain't what you know. It's what you can prove in court, ma'am. Y'all going to have to show me that you're going to go out there and beat up on the Vegas Raiders. I'm just going to assume that, hey, Geno ain't been looking good out there. You can't get the run game going. Ashton Jeanty, 3.8, averaging yards per carry. Why would I assume that that's going to happen versus us? I just need some of our top-tier guys to come in and just step up. I did say top-tier because they back now, right? But they wasn't always around. One thing I love about our audience, though, is that they tune into all the segments. So just like I said in the previous segment, we need to cut down the rotation and all the dilly-dally. Let Clowney take over, you know what I'm saying? Let Donovan Ezraku take over. Don't rotate him too much. And I know when Overshown come back, they're going to want to rotate. Leave Demo in the game, stop moving, and then for those corners, let's let the young guys in there, okay? At some point during this season, it's look bad. At some point, you got to pick up the crap, throw it against the wall, and see what sticks. It's a lot of crap to be thrown. But I think that you have something in Kalen Carson. I think you have something in Revel, and we just got to figure out the rest, okay? But linebacker and D-line is a fantastic start.
My biggest takeaway from that
Kalen Carson.
I was going to say my biggest takeaway is dilly-dally. I got to give him dilly-dally. So, yeah, dilly-dally was crazy. Kalen Carson.
We've been talking about Kalen Carson.
The thing with Kalen Carson is he needs to reestablish himself. So we remember Kalen Carson from the Cleveland Browns regular season opener last season where he helped shut down none other than Amari Cooper, who was still playing well at the time. Okay, but when you talk about Kalen Carson thereafter, he experienced a shoulder injury that impacted his tackling, and then things just went south from there. And then he ended up on IR. This is the second year for him. It's the second goal. He started on IR. He needs to come back and make an impact now. In the limited reps he did have in the loss against the Arizona Cardinals, you did see Kalen Carson play some solid football. He just needs to build on that.
This team, hopefully they can play some solid football. Hopefully this Raiders team does not figure things out, though, against this Cowboys defense, because we've seen it time after time. Arizona, we've seen it against the Giants.
We don't want to see it now.
All season long, but we don't want to see it on Monday night. But you know, well, really what time it is. We got Cap or No Cap up next. Stick with us here on Cowboys Rewind. Best part, Cap, No Cap. Welcome back into Cowboys Rewind. Nicole Hutchison, Voch Lombardi, Patrik No C Walker, and now Cowboys, they welcome one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, Quinnen Williams, of course, in exchange for Mazi Smith going to New York. And they also send a 2026 second rounder, 2027 first rounder. But not everyone sees the excitement around this trade, not understanding why. But let's take a listen to what the guys over there at the Ringer had to say.
Dallas is drunk. This is one of the worst. This Dallas trade is bonkers. This is like a crazy NBA trade from the 2000s. If I was a Cowboys fan, my head would be doing 360s. You're 3-5-1. You have no chance to do anything in the playoffs. What are you doing?
You should be absolutely livid. You add it all up, and here's what the Cowboys essentially traded if you add up the Parsons trade. So they traded Micah Parsons and a second for Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, and a first. Plus, they get some cap space and money. You know how many sacks Quinnen Williams has this year?
3?
1. He has 1 sack. He has 3 quarterback hits, and he ranks 90th in the NFL in pressures. Now, I'm not trying to kill him. I think he's a very good run stopper. I think he's a very good defensive tackle. I am not giving up a second and then a first with flexibility for Quinnen Williams months after I traded away Micah Parsons. Just unbelievable mismanagement.
Y'all, they done made Voch so mad he done walked off the camera. But it's all right. Cap, no cap, Pat, Voch, who you got? What you going with? Because that...
Hey, man, what's wrong with these people, man? Let me tell you something. As a podcaster, I shouldn't be saying this, right? But, boy, people get fired from their network job, buy a camera and a microphone, and just do anything. Bro, look, let me tell you something. You said in your little preview, your little situation that Quinnen Williams is one of the best, right? He's the best by the numbers, okay? You know what I'm saying? Teams run game eat the Cowboys defense for breakfast. Y'all want to know what Quinnen Williams is number one in? Oh, no. Why are we talking about sacks? Micah and Quinnen got two different jobs. What are we doing? Oh, would you trade Micah for a first and the best defensive tackle in the run and Kenny? Why wouldn't you, sir? Why would you not? I'm not here for your nonsense, for your comments. That's big cap. Quinnen Williams is 27 years old, and ladies and gentlemen, I could be wrong, but you're going to play football next year. NFL ain't shutting down after that, and they ain't shutting down after that, so you got 2 more years of control. At least 2 more years, and just re-sign him because he's in his prime. Correct. He's prime. Correct. What's wrong with these folks, man?
Listen, man, that watching that clip, the thing that kept coming to mind is it's a testimony to why you should never huff paint and get on a microphone. I need to understand what you're saying. Do you even know what you're saying? Because you're contradicting yourself. And you're all over the place. You said what the Cowboys essentially got via Micah Parsons trade and how that landed them Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark and an extra first-round pick, and yet that's a problem for you? I don't understand. And this is a situation where I need people to pick a struggle. Because if the Cowboys don't make a blockbuster move like this, then these same individuals, they hop on those same microphones in front of those same cameras and they say that this organization is very unserious. You need to pick a struggle. Quinnen Williams is in his late 20s. He's not even reached his prime yet. The Cowboys have control now and over the next several years. What's the problem? Yes, they're 3-5-1, but it's a move as much for right now as it is for later. So big, maximum, gargantuan cap. Matter of fact, the cap, put it back on the paint and stop huffing it.
You know what's sick is the fact that this is the highest graded defensive tackle against the pass. The highest graded defensive tackle against the run. You know, we've also been missing a guy in the middle who can actually take on double teams consistently. Who he does that. The number one double team beater.
And he leads the league in stuffs.
Hello, and run stuffs. I mean, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if the Cowboys didn't make a trade for about a turnaround. If the Cowboys didn't make a trade for a guy like Quinnen Williams. But now this gives an opportunity for this defense to do some different things schematically. What are those things, Voch?
Wood feet in the middle, pressure, tear it up, and have fun. One more thing before we go back with it. It's like, look, you actually saved $14 million between Micah's money and Quinnen's money. So take that and put it on George Pickens or something. Just bring somebody back. All this matters here. Please, Pat, go ahead. I got something.
No, I'm right there with you because a lot of people are wondering, can they keep George Pickens? The answer is yes. And even if they don't get an extension done, the $29 million franchise tag, they can absorb that with the savings plus a couple restructures. Maybe you restructure Osa. That's a different conversation, but it can be done. This just works across the board in all favors. So again, they say the Cowboys are drunk. I say you're high off your...
Stick to basketball, boy.
Well, guess what? While y'all are talking about the Cowboys moving on over the next couple of years, well, we're talking how they're trying to move forward with this Dallas team, considering they have lost one of their very own. That is up next here on Cowboys Rewind.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery are here. Play today. And to watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Cowboys Rewind was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com.
We probably won't have all the answers, but you lean into one another, You love on one another. I go back to, you know, the culture and the guys in that locker room will be okay because of the strength that they draw from one another. And we've got some guys that have been through this. I've never been through something like this, this close, that hits this close to home. There's guys that I can draw from with their experiences, and everybody deals with it different. Some guys getting out on the grass is going to be the best thing in the world for them. Some guys getting out on the grass is going to be painful, and that's okay. And we're going to give each other grace and time. But I do promise you this, these guys will be ready to play against the Raiders. And we will honor Marshawn with how we play, not just against the Raiders, but for the rest of the season.
You can absolutely feel it. This matchup is not just about football. It's not just about a win on Monday night. It's about honoring a teammate by the way you play the game and proving that there's still a heartbeat within this team. It's Cowboys, Raiders in Monday Night Football. Get your popcorn ready because it's planned it to be a good one.